Helios is incredible, isn't it? Not just constructs like the Scourge and the Remnant Vaults. Just all of it. So alien. A constant reminder of the divine intelligence behind all creation.
Divine intelligence. Oh god. Well, that's what divine intelligence would be. I'm guessing she's going to say no. Let's ask her, though.
You mean a god?
Yes, I believe in a higher power. I know it's a little odd, but I am a scientist because science brings me closer to something greater than myself.
Why is it odd to believe in a higher power? Most people in the world, even if they don't believe in God, believe in some kind of higher power. So... And of course, here's the requisite point where I point out, science was invented predominantly by Egyptians and Greeks to understand an ordered system that had been created by the divine in an ordered, patterned way, and it was working out what that pattern and order was. Science is built on that kind of assumption that there is an order to the universe. Which is an assumption that's easy to assume when you believe that it's been created rather than it's just spawned into existence. Well, I say spawned in the video game sense. It's appeared. It's just come into existence. It's... It's words. It is words that have disappeared from my mouth, which is always good. There was something else I was going to say about that, but okay. Let's move on. Let's not get into a horrible argument in the comments. If you want a nice debate in the comments, that's a different matter entirely. I think it's pretty much we're playing Lancelin as myself. We'll go with. I feel the same way.
There's something about coming face to face with something wondrous that makes you want to believe.
Wow. It's wonderful to meet someone who understands. I've had to justify myself so often. As if having faith in the divine invalidated my work as a scientist. As if the sacred could be diminished by the search for truth.
Why would anyone say that having any kind of faith diminishes your ability in science? Do we want to go down the route of pointing out that Nicholas Copernicus, who came up with the idea of the heliocentric model, was a Catholic theologian, or Isaac Newton, who is one of the two people who came up with calculus? Asterisk. That one's complicated. Kind of pretty much at the same time. Let's not go into that one. He was a Christian. Certainly believed in God. I mean, whether you want to say he was a Christian, I think he was a Unitarian, which meant he denied the Trinity, but that's a side issue. Let's not talk about that. You've got Michel Servetus, who also was Unitarian, and that's why he was executed by the Protestants, but he did a lot of work on anatomy. Galileo Galilei, who also did various different things. I think he came up with the first theory of relativity, according to something I've read, but that might be wrong. He was still a Catholic. He was a Catholic, despite his opinion of the Pope. There's so many kind of, like... Einstein commented on God several times. God doesn't play dice, I think was his response to Schrodinger's cat. One of the people who came up with the Big Bang Theory was a Belgian Catholic priest. Catholic priest from Belgium. There we go, we'll say that. So it's... And then you've got the... Right, there we go, moving off. You don't have to justify it. Both of these are true. Also, that was the other thing. I don't like his response to, like, I agree with you. His agree was, yeah, seeing that makes me want to believe. So, does he believe or not? Because that's kind of what I thought was going to be a defining point of the character, but that's completely irrelevant. Binary choices that shouldn't be binary. Like, false dichotomies that don't even diverge. What's the point? What's the point of putting them in? You don't have to justify it.
I wasn't questioning your abilities. You never have to justify yourself to me.
Thank you. I appreciate you saying that, truly. Now I should probably update the rest of the team with my latest reports. We'll talk later.
Let's just rant at everything. I'm so glad for a chat earlier, a couple of seconds earlier. I've had to defend what I believe so often, and I have to admit I'm a little tired of it. Whenever I meet someone who feels the same or just understands, I really appreciate it. So thank you, CV. Right. We're flying back to the Nexus. That's what we're doing. We're flying back to the Nexus. Galaxy map to the Nexus. To the Nexus. Nexus. Pfeiffer. The Pfeiffer system. So let's go back here, because we've got a lot of different things to do. Do we need to show this every time? How do I skip? Why? Why do you show this every time? Okay, okay. To be fair, this is probably a loading screen, isn't it? A long, pointless loading screen, but... Like, where's the next? The next is over here. And now we have to do like a slight turn to it. And then we zoom towards it for no reason. And then you do that really close up and then you zoom out a bit. It's so silly. It's silly. I should do disembark the Tempest.
Pathfinder, is it true? We're settling Eos.
We've thought that before.
But Eos is different now, right? Pathfinder.
All right, settle down. Give him space. Lieutenant Syax, Kendros' aide. They all wanted to see you. Real hope again. It's been a while.
It's a good day to party. No, just doing my job.
They've got a Pathfinder again. This is what we do.
And you've done it splendidly.
Professor Herrick, right?
What you achieved with that remnant vault is unprecedented, Pathfinder. Impossible. But with new scientific talent waking up, we'll unravel those mysteries. The whole Nexus will benefit.
The outpost has a good leader. This proves our resilience.
We've taken some hard knocks, but this proves we'll always get up again.
You're never gonna keep me
Always.
down.
Well, what are you waiting for? There's a new world out there.
Thank you, Ryder.
A reminder that alcoholic beverages must be consumed within private quarters.
Petra, how you doing?
Don't shove the crate off the... You shoved the crate off the ramp. Where do they find these people?
What are you even looking at? Like, no one's doing anything.
I tried. It's like they spawn when I'm not looking.
Keeping tabs on things back here?
Yeah, I try to watch what's going on while we're away, but it's nice to check in person.
Come on, relax a little.
Shore leave is for relaxation. Take some time off. Get a massage. Centurions even get massages?
Sort of. We get vibrations through the carapace with a hammer. Ugh, not for me. I'm fine, just people watching.
Yay, people watching. It's much better than people interacting. Ugh. Ugh. Right, we're looking.
Jessica DePaul. Hi, Jessica. Welcome to the Nexus. I see you here in our database. Did you have your medical scan? Yes. Good. Let me call it up.
I'm looking for a Krogan monkey. Where's the Krogan monkey? I've not been here before.
Founder of the initiative. On behalf of the Nexus, I welcome you to the Cultural Center. Please have a look around.
Okay, there was a voice talking to me that I didn't really hear.
Hope you'll enjoy learning about the rich diversity of people who have
Why is this not in my subtitles? Ah. Turian VI, hello.
It's an honor to meet you, citizen of Andromeda. My people are the Turians. It will be a privilege to tell you about them.
Okay. Is this going to be all stuff we've already learned from Mass Effect 1, 2, and 3? Let's find out.
Okay.
Turians are a highly disciplined race who value service to others. No one places personal needs ahead of the greater whole.
Well.
Public works serve as a focal point of our society. We believe it's our duty to better our species.
Your homeworld.
Where do you come from?
Turians live on a planet known as Power. The atmosphere's weak magnetic field shaped our evolution into the life form you see today. Our signature carapace, the hard exterior shell you see on Turians, is actually metal. It protects us from the intense rays of Paladin's sun.
So, the Turian skin conducts electricity? Okay. Your history.
What's Turian history like?
The history of my people is proof that peace eventually wins out. Disagreements among species turned into lasting friendships. When Turians first met humans, there was a misunderstanding between us that could have had disastrous consequences. But with patience and restraint, humans and Turians eventually joined together in a mutually beneficial partnership. We look forward to doing the same in Andromeda.
I suppose now we know that makes us Historians. Oh, I'll go.
The pleasure of meeting you has been mine. One that I hope other Turians will soon enjoy.
So, assume, is that human up there?
The Nexus is a place of friendship and cooperation.
Krogan!
We're glad you could visit.
Hi there. Thanks for stopping by. I'm a Krogan. Are you interested in hearing more about my people?
It seems to be stuff we already know, but some of it's interesting. Let's see.
Okay.
Of course you are. We may look scary, but don't let that worry you. It comes from living on a harsh world. We're a species that knows how to thrive, even under the worst conditions.
Your homeworld, worst conditions.
Where do you come from?
An ugly rock called Tachanka. No sense lying. It's not a planet most people want to visit. We had predators, nasty weather, and not much else.
It's Australia.
But it gave us our identity, forced us to adapt and evolve. Everything about us is built for survival. How many species do you know that have a pair of spare lungs just in case? Or 4 testicles?
Never mind. Your history.
What's Krogan history like?
Colorful, you might say. Growing up in our neighborhood, only the toughest survived. That usually meant a lot of fighting. You'll hear stories, so no sense covering it up. We once had a great society, but I'm ashamed to say, we squandered it. It's why a lot of Krogan are here in Andromeda now. They're the smart ones, the ones looking for peace and a fresh start.
Hang on. I just thought, like, the smart ones. Because I would consider Rex fairly intelligent. I don't want to say for a Krogan, but that's kind of implied. Out of the Krogan we met, he was probably one of the most intelligent. And so you think this is this great new chance for Krogan, for all the Krogan, to come out and go to a probably more peaceful area, maybe spread out a bit. Why? Because people have said in the comments this is set during Mass Effect 2. This was, or the departure was during Mass Effect 2, or between 2 and 3. So why isn't it mentioned in Mass Effect 3? This big exodus of all these species all working together. There's no hostility between the Krogan and the Turians, or the Krogan and the Solarians over the genophage. Why? Sure, that is a really big thing. Why isn't that talked about?
Thanks for chatting. We're all looking forward to meeting our new neighbors.
Why is that not mentioned?
Don't hesitate to speak with one of
I assume this seems to have been designed for Salarian. Human. What's this one then? It seems like this was set up to be people's first Mass Effect. This was done last year, 2017. So it's been kind of a while since the last Mass Effect game. And so it looks like they're trying to just not reboot things, but why are you black? Why can't I interact with you? It seems really odd. Like, why don't people talk about what happened in 1 or 2? Oh, that'd be a really kind of interesting thing to do, is just have that kind of aspect. Just thinking about things, but it seems like, oh dear. It seems like they've just decided to just ignore things and just, never mind. Sorry.
Welcome, native of Andromeda. My people are known as Asari. It would be my pleasure to tell you about our kind.
Surely, just there's going to be enough people around that you're just going to interact with them regularly anyway. Tell me more.
Okay.
Very well. Asari are the oldest civilized race in the Milky Way galaxy. Among my people, diplomacy and cooperation are prized over war or conflict.
Tell me about your homeworld.
Where do you come from?
It?
Asari come from a planet known as Thessia, which many consider the crown jewel of the Milky Way. It's a thriving world blessed with prosperity and peace, and the center of the largest economy in the galaxy. With the high concentration of element 0 on Thessia, Asari evolved powerful biotic abilities. It is considered a hallmark of our species.
Okay, tell me about your history.
What's Asari history like?
Thousands of years ago, we played an important role in founding the Citadel Council, the seat of government for our home galaxy. In the ensuing centuries, Asari placed great value on cooperation and collaboration. Many species look to us for leadership and guidance. Due to our lifespan, sometimes reaching 1,000 years of age, we are patient in our decisions and prefer long-term solutions over short-term gains.
Right, okie.
Farewell. We look forward to forging new bonds with our friends in Andromeda. The wisdom you share is our reward.
Let's look at Citadel.
This is an image of the Citadel, considered the seat of government for many civilized races in the Milky Way galaxy. Here, the Council deliberates on matters of state. It is a champion of the common citizen, eager to help those in need. As with all political institutions in the Milky Way, conflict is rare. Peace and cooperation are the rule of the day.
Are they making fun of the previous games, or are they being really stupid? And that's not a good sign when I'm not sure. Like, because that's not... No. Many a conflict. I mean, it might be that that's from the kind of ordinary perspective, and we saw it from a special position, being Shepard and being a Spectre, but we know that's not true. Like, is it... So, okay, there's the third option. There's either they're making fun of the previous games and making fun of politics, in particular, rather than just the games in general, or they're playing this off as this is kind of how they're portrayed, or they're really stupid and don't know the previous games. With how good, with the quality of this game, I'm really not sure.